Well, it's the first time I've been out of this place for a day or so. Didn't go anywhere yesterday. I've had a bit of rain this morning, which is unusual, but it's quite a nice day now. I had a crank call. It was from New Zealand on my mobile, and this is the second time I've had this call, and it's supposedly it's a robo call, and it's supposedly from Amazon, and they're saying that your Prime membership is up for renewal or something, which I don't have anyway. I've got nothing to do with Amazon, so just a BS sort of call, presumably trying to get you to push buttons or whatever to trace you. I presume that's what it's all about. So I've just hung up on it again today. But strange that it comes from New Zealand. Like I said, what's happened to all that Anzac spirit seems to be dead in the water now. I've got to head off to Liquorland. I don't have to head off to Liquorland, but I'm going to head off to Liquorland to get some red wine, which will be a nice change from the gin. And they've always got decent specials there, I'll give them that, as opposed to BWS, which I think is very expensive. So it's good to stretch my legs, get out of the place. I did 3 videos today, which is quite a workload. I needed to do a couple for BitChute. It's been a month since I've contributed anything to BitChute, so I've been pretty slack. So I did a political video for BitChute, and I did one on the SN15, the Starship successful prototype flight. Also, the other thing about SpaceX, they had another Starship mission. They have them virtually every week now. It's becoming quite mundane. And the booster they used on this one had been used for the 10th time. That's a record. So they've reused it 10 times now. And which was the initial aim of the reusable rockets, but I think SpaceX will try to push it a bit further and see how far they can go. They're more than happy to experiment with their own missions, which is Starlink. So we'll see how that goes. Another nice day here. I haven't received any phone calls today apart from the crank call, so I haven't heard anything from the conveyancer. She doesn't seem to want to call me anymore. Maybe she won't unless it's near the last minute or something. There's plenty of time before things get sorted with my new house. The other call I didn't get was from the woman doing the mobile lending. I was under the impression she wanted to get me to sign the paperwork today, but I haven't heard from her. So I guess not. She's got my details of where I'm living, so there's nothing stopping her, but I guess Monday's pretty a busy day for all these people, but I might do a follow-up with the conveyancer tomorrow, because I think what they might be waiting for is to hear back from the seller's solicitor to say that the documentation about insurance is okay, and I can then move my stuff in there when I can make an arrangement with the movers. I may even move in there myself. I don't know if there's anything stopping me. I was looking up all the legislation. It looks like that they may just give me the keys. They may not just lend them to me. They might give them to me, in which case I could actually, in effect, make the move, which would be good because I can get stuff done to the place too, because it needs some maintenance work, and I'd really like to get stuck into that, and just be nice to be in my own place. Even though I paid for the Airbnb place, it doesn't matter. I've got to say, it's nice up here, much better than the flat, so I'm glad I moved out of the flat and I didn't sort of hang on longer in Parramatta Park. I've done my sentence there. I'm very happy to get away. I mean, you compare it to this sort of area, it's chalk and cheese really. So I've just got to get out and about a bit of a hermit the last 24 hours or so, I'll try to get moving. my hostess headed off, presumably to school. I didn't even hear her leave. Her car was here last night, but I didn't hear her leave this morning, so she might have left last night. It's a mystery. She should work in espionage. She'd be good at that. Anyway, I might head down to the beach first, just get a bit of a sea breeze before heading back to good old liquor land and picking up a bottle of vino. Oh, I found myself some dry biscuits too, so I can have cheese and bickies with before I actually maybe have some spaghetti tonight. We'll see. First time I boiled water there. I haven't actually really done any cooking as such, but I think tonight might be the night where I do some formal cooking, have a hot meal for a change. Update, I've never seen so many people walking dogs as down there in the busy tourist type district down here. It's a little more sedate just down this end, but yeah, you can still see there's still people. It gets used a lot, and it's going to get busier as we get into June, which is the peak month. This would be the beginning of it, I guess, in May, but as each day clicks over, the weather gets worse down south, and I've seen people can't go overseas nowadays. Obviously the demand here is going to be much greater, one would think. So, but like I said, I've never seen so many dogs being led down the path. They're picking up the crap, though. There's no dog do on the concrete, so they're doing a good job there. But yeah, so it is nice. It's just a constant breeze here. It's very pleasant, very tropical, very tropical islandish, I guess. Yeah, as good as you'll get anywhere in the world as far as that's concerned. It's quite nice. But even better at Kiwara, which is even quieter than this, and will be literally a 5 to 10 minute walk away, so very accessible for me. So really looking forward to that. But have to show a bit of patience, a few more weeks down the track before that becomes my new abode. Quite a few weeks, but it is getting closer, and that's the main thing. Very busy down at the beach when I was just first strolling down there. I seemed to have hit peak hour, and then it sort of everyone dispersed. So that was interesting. And some people have got lousy dog walking techniques. They give the dog a bit of lead, so what they do is they basically take the whole width of the footpath and allow the dog to walk on the opposite side to them, so it prevents you from actually navigating along the footpath itself. There's a few people who didn't really have a clue how to actually walk their dog in a busy area. Yeah, so I tried to find details of my credit card today. I probably paid for my red wine cash because there's no record of the old credit card on my ANZ online page or the new one. So I've got nothing. The whole account's just been wiped. So that's not what I expected. I would have thought you'd have one or the other, but no, there's neither now. So that's not good, so I'm not impressed with that. So I think I'll just pay cash today. Luckily I've got a bit of cash on me because of the situation with the card not having it. But yeah, that's a bit worrying when you can't even get any details of your credit card online. So anyway, because I don't have as much of a leeway anymore, it's only a limit of $2,000, so it feels like I'm, skating close to the sun in effect with such a small credit limit. Anyway, hopefully the data will show up online tomorrow. They did say something in like 48 hours for the transition to take place. I just didn't expect they'd just wipe all data regarding the card from my account. That's not good. Yes, I did a little bit of research on growing seedlings because I'm thinking it'd be a good opportunity for me to actually try to get some going before I actually move over to the house, and if I've already germinated, then I've got a bit of a head start, because I really want to get some green peppers and the things like that growing ASAP. And it is a good season to do it, apparently. I looked it up, and this part of the world, yeah, it's definitely things like green pepper. Yep, good time to do it. And so it doesn't look too difficult. The only thing I wasn't doing was putting, I think it's called vermintide or something like that. It's the sort of pebbles that keep the moisture into the in the potting mix. You put them on top. Well, you put your seeds into the potting mix, and you put this layer of this stuff, looks like pebble mix, but it basically just retains the moisture. So that seems to be important, and you use that. That actually is a constituent in decent potting mix as well. So I think that's what it's called anyway. I've never heard of it before, but you know, it is used all the time, and it's the one thing I hadn't used in the past. So yeah, it might help a bit. So yes, it'd be good to get some of those started. The other weird thing is with the natives, the native plants, they can have very thick seed pods, and there's two techniques you can use to basically enhance the germination process. One is to actually cover them in boiling water and leave them for about 14 hours, which softens the husk. I guess these are the type of seeds that probably grow after bushfires and things. They need that heat and need something to basically give them a kick start. The other type of native seeds apparently requires scarification, which basically means you've got to rub them the wrong way. In effect, you've got to basically get some sandpaper and sandpaper the surface to rough them up a bit, and that apparently helps them germinate. So I wasn't aware of that one. So yeah, and obviously natives would be fairly good ones to use in far north Queensland if you want to have success. Probably the way to go. And I know you can buy them online quite easily, those sorts of seeds. Actually, the price of the seeds in the place I went to, they're only $1.25 per packet of seeds. That's very cheap. Much cheaper than you pay at a shop. And hopefully they'll be more attuned to this environment too, although I think it's a fairly benign environment up here. It's just got to make sure you get some decent soil, because the soil up here can be crap. But yeah, it's the old thing. You put in what's called what do they call it? They call it brown and green. Basically, is the mixture of your compost. You put about 2/3 brown, which is like grass clippings, mulch, that type of thing, to green vegetables, things like that. You know, green plants that break down that. God, noisy prick. Yeah, so nice and quiet apart from the hoons. Anyway, yeah, that's something I want to look into, because I haven't actually grown anything for quite some time. I did try growing some stuff on the balcony, and I did get them to germinate, but they never really took off. I mean, I had more success in Melbourne, say, growing tomatoes in the balcony in my place in Flinders Lane than I did here, but that's because I only got a couple of hours of sunshine a day, and apparently you need about 6 for vegetables, so that won't be a problem in my house, of course. So we should be looking at quite a bumper crop if I prepare the bed well. But what they were actually doing on this ABC Gardening Australia video that was on YouTube, they were basically layering the bed the garden bed in preparation the same way you'd sort of almost do compost, except that for the base they used lots of twigs and sticks and what have you, and then on top of that put mulch. to provide good drainage. And then they did the layers. They did the layers of the brown and the green and what have you, the same as you do in your compost bin, and just did it in an open environment. Also said sprinkle a little bit of lime there just to basically cut down the acidity. So it doesn't look too difficult, although I'm wondering, should I buy compost bins? I might talk to my cousin about it, because they've got 3 compost bins and I've always used them in the past. I guess the advantage of a compost bin is you probably get your mix working a lot faster, because it's an enclosed environment, a lot warmer. So hopefully all the chemical reactions take place pretty quickly. I'm just guessing there, I've got no idea, but just seems logical, so maybe that's how it does work. Not sure, but it certainly is fun to see something grow from seed. It gives you a sense of achievement. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.